Whatever. August 18th, 1590. An English ship dropped anchor off the coast of what is now North Carolina.
On board was a man named John White, returning to the colony he had founded 3 years earlier. The colony where his own daughter and infant granddaughter lived. He expected to see his daughter's face, his granddaughter's face. He expected to find over 100 settlers waiting for him.
Instead, silence. Every house gone. Every person gone. No bodies, no graves, no signs of a struggle.
Only one word, carved into a post, Croatoan, 115 settlers. No bodies, no signs of battle, no trace, except one word. To understand what happened at Roanoke, we have to go back to the early 1580s. By the late 1500s, Spain ruled the New World. Treasure fleets crossed the Atlantic loaded with gold. England wanted a share of it. Queen Elizabeth I granted a nobleman named Sir Walter Raleigh the right to claim land in the New World. He called it Virginia in her honor. Raleigh sent scouts to explore the coast of what is now North Carolina. They returned with glowing reports. Fertile land, friendly natives, a paradise ripe for English settlement. In 1585, the first English expedition landed on Roanoke Island. They were soldiers, not settlers. Food ran short. Relations with the local Algonquian-speaking peoples turned hostile. Within a year, the colony collapsed, and the survivors sailed home. England's first attempt at America had failed. 1585, first colony abandoned within a year. But not for long. None of them could have known they were about to try again, and this time disappear completely. In 1587, Raleigh tried again. A new expedition set sail. And this time, not soldiers, but families. Men, women, and children. Farmers, craftsmen. 115 people in total. Their governor was John White, an artist and mapmaker who had already sailed to this coast once before and had painted some of the earliest European depictions of Native American life in North Carolina. He believed in this colony. His own daughter, Eleanor Dare, was among the settlers, pregnant with her first child. Soon after landing, Eleanor gave birth to a daughter. They named her Virginia Dare, the first English child ever born in the Americas. Virginia Dare, born August 18th, 1587. For a moment, it must have felt like the beginning of something extraordinary. It wouldn't last. Within weeks, the colony was already struggling. Short on supplies, uneasy about relations with nearby native tribes after earlier conflicts under the first expedition. Then the food began to run out. The colonists convinced John White to sail back to England for more provisions. He never wanted to leave his daughter and granddaughter behind. But he agreed, believing he'd return within months. The moment White reached England, disaster struck. Spain launched the Armada, a full-scale invasion fleet aimed at English shores. Queen Elizabeth ordered every seaworthy ship, including the one meant to resupply Roanoke, held back for national defense. Every ship in England was needed for war. None were needed for Roanoke. England defeated the Armada in 1588, but finding another ship and the funding to sail it took even longer. What was supposed to be a few months turned into 3 years. No contact, no supplies. 3 years his family spent alone on a small island, with no way to know if help was ever coming. When White finally returned in August of 1590, funded at the last minute by private investors, he expected a reunion. He found the colony's palisade fence still standing, but inside it, Nothing. The houses had been carefully dismantled, not burned, not destroyed in a raid, taken apart deliberately, as if the colonists had planned to leave and take their materials with them. On a nearby tree, White found 3 letters carved into the bark, CRO, and on a fence post at the entrance, a full word, Croatoan. Before he'd left in 1587, White had made an agreement with the colonists. If they were forced to relocate, they would carve their destination into a tree or post. And if they had left under distress, under attack, they were to carve a cross above it. There was no cross, no signal of distress. So, where did they go? To White, this was almost a relief. It meant his family, and the rest of the colony, had likely left on their own terms. Croatoan wasn't a mysterious code. It was the name of an indigenous community living on what's now Hatteras Island, an Algonquian-speaking tribe the English had generally friendly relations with, in part through an ally named Manteo, who had actually traveled to England and back with earlier expeditions and remained a friend to the settlers. White believed the colonists had relocated there. He tried to sail there immediately, but a hurricane tore through the fleet, damaged the ships, and his crew refused to risk the journey any further. White had no choice. He was forced back to England. He would spend the rest of his life trying and failing to fund another expedition. He never returned to America again. He never saw his daughter or granddaughter again. He died without ever learning their fate. For over 4 centuries, historians, archaeologists, and treasure hunters have chased the answer to one question: what actually happened to the 115 people of Roanoke? Today, most researchers agree on one thing. There probably wasn't a single dramatic event. No massacre, no shipwreck, no alien abduction, despite what pop culture might suggest. Here are the 4 leading theories.
The leading theory is the simplest. The colonists did exactly what they said they would. They relocated to Croatoan Island and integrated with the Croatoan people. Decades later, explorers and settlers in the region reported encountering native people with gray eyes, lighter skin, and oral traditions claiming English ancestors. None of this is definitive proof, but it's suggestive. Excavations on Hatteras Island have turned up English artifacts from the correct time period. Pottery fragments, tools, and other trade goods. English pottery found on Hatteras Island, dated to the late 1500s. It's not proof the entire colony relocated there, but it strongly suggests at least some of them did, and were absorbed into the community rather than lost to it. A second theory suggests the group didn't stay together at all. Facing dwindling supplies, they may have split into smaller parties and been absorbed by different native communities across the region, including the Roanoke people near the Chowan River. This theory gained serious momentum in the 2000s when researchers with the First Colony Foundation discovered European artifacts, including fragments of pottery and a broken rapier hilt, at a mainland site nicknamed Site X, roughly 50 miles from Roanoke Island, near modern Bertie County, North Carolina. It's not proof the colonists lived there, but it's evidence that English goods, and possibly English people, made their way inland, blending into existing native trade networks. A grimmer theory holds that the colonists were killed, either by a native group hostile to the English, or, according to some later accounts, by orders from the powerful Powhatan Confederacy in Virginia, possibly out of fear the English were expanding. This theory is largely built on second-hand reports gathered years later by the Jamestown colonists in 1607, reports that are inconsistent and impossible to verify. The problem is simple. No bodies were ever found. No battlefield, no mass grave, no physical evidence of a massacre at all. Finally, some historians point to simple survival math. The 1587 colony was undersupplied from the start. A serious drought, confirmed decades later through tree ring analysis, struck the region between 1587 and 1589. One of the worst in nearly 800 years. Crops would have failed. Fresh water would have been scarce, both for the English and the native communities they depended on for trade. Even without conflict, staying on Roanoke Island may simply have become impossible. Starvation may not have killed everyone, but it may be exactly why they had to leave it all. Not every clue points south or inland along known trade routes. Some of the strangest evidence has come from the map itself. In 2012, researchers examining John White's original map of the region under specialized imaging found something curious, a small patch covering part of the map, concealing a symbol underneath. Beneath it, a faint mark in the shape of a four-pointed star, roughly matching the location of a possible fort. A hidden mark on White's map, covered by a patch, later found to align with Site X. It's since fueled speculation that the colonists, or White himself, always had a fallback location in mind, long before anyone disappeared. It's a compelling clue. But like everything else about Roanoke, it raises more questions than it answers. Modern technology is finally closing in on answers that centuries of speculation couldn't reach. Ground-penetrating radar, LiDAR mapping, careful, ongoing excavation, DNA analysis of present-day communities with claimed ties to the Croatoan descendants. All active lines of research. On Hatteras Island today, some residents still trace their ancestry back through oral tradition to English settlers who came ashore and never left. The Lumbee and Hatteras communities have long oral traditions linking them to the Roanoke colonists. Each new discovery brings researchers closer. But after more than 4 centuries, nothing has closed the case entirely. The most widely accepted modern conclusion isn't that the colony vanished, it's that it dissolved. Quietly, deliberately, and successfully into the native nations that had welcomed them. Not a mystery of disappearance, but a mystery of assimilation. The Lost Colony may never have been lost at all, just absorbed into a history that, for centuries, no one thought to ask about. Why does Roanoke still capture our imagination 400 years later? Maybe because it was the first English colony in America. Maybe because of how completely it vanished, without a single confirmed body, or grave, or battlefield. Maybe because, unlike most mysteries, this one may not have had one dramatic ending at all. Its story may have unfolded slowly, not a single vanishing, but a quiet, deliberate dispersal, one family at a time. 400 years later, we still don't have a definitive answer. No mass grave has been found. No colony ruins. No confirmed reunion. Just a carved word, a missing family, and a question that refuses to fully close. Some believe the settlers became part of Native American communities, and their descendants walk among us today. Others believe many of them didn't survive long enough to be found at all, and some believe the truth is still buried, quite literally, beneath the soil of North Carolina. What really happened at Roanoke? Maybe the most honest answer is this: they didn't disappear. We just stopped being able to see them. Until new evidence surfaces, the Lost Colony of Roanoke remains one of history's oldest unsolved mysteries. Perhaps the answer has been waiting the entire time, just beneath our feet. What do you think happened to the Roanoke colony? Let us know in the comments.
What do you think really happened? Drop your theory in the comments and subscribe, because next time, we're chasing another mystery America never solved.